FX Impact Part 2. Right. One of the things I forgot to mention in the first part is they've sent me something here, which I suspect is, yes, these are the hybrid slugs. These look very interesting. 22 caliber, well, best not let that slip open, it'll drop all over the place. It's a serious hollow point capability on that one. Does it say, oh, 22 grains. So that's like an extra heavy regular airgun pellet for 2.2, ideal for FAC. Most 2.2 airgun pellets are sort of in the 16 grain range, if I remember rightly, but the heavy stuff gets up above 20, 22-ish, a bit more even, I think. So that'll be interesting. Give those a go. I've had a quick flick through the instruction book. It doesn't give me detailed instructions on loading the magazine, but I suspect I'll have to figure that one out myself if it doesn't give me instructions, which will not be difficult, but will be fun. I'm really one for never reading instruction books anyway, but I do like to, you know, try and promote the correct image to the viewers of my channel. These are rings. So these are fully, oh yeah, these have got elevation adjustment on them, which is quite interesting because that's going to give me some serious long range capability for an air rifle, which I think I've shot air rifles out to about 70 and 100 meters before, and it's okay. Only the FAC ones, of course. Although I shoot regular ones to 50 for a bit of fun because it's great watching the bullets splash on them. But those are going to give me some better capability. So I'm just going to plop these on top to start with. I'll set up the position in a moment. Let's start with that about there. Let's see if we can find the right Allen key first pick. And we did. It does come with Allen keys, but you know, why use the ones in the packet when I've got the bolt tip ones like this? Now you can see that those rings float backwards and forwards on an arc. So unlike people who shim scope rings, which gives you a slightly problematic angular factor when the scope is clamped into the rings, these won't do that, which is immediately a good sign. I speak as I find, which is why you get off-the-cuff videos from me. I don't think YouTube will monetize this video because they don't like gun manufacture and disassembly and reassembly and, you know, whatever they constitute as. That wasn't a bad guess actually, was it, for width? So I'll just put these together loose for the moment. Just put 2 screws back in each, just to stop everything falling to bits really. And then we can play about with the eye relief settings or whatever. This will look slightly compromised on camera at the workbench, but hey ho. Okay, I'm going to have to plonk that quite a bit further forward. So. I'm going to go on the front setting with the front ring. I'm pretty sure that is going to go there regardless, so I will now tighten that one in position. Ah yes, that's much better. That looks like a good starting point. So I'm going to just flip that one off, bring that one back a little bit, space them out. I like to put the rings as far apart as they'll go, because in my head that just means it's more stable. These are all loose and it's a little bit like spaghetti at the moment because all the parts on them are a loose fit, and that one appears to have unclipped itself completely. There we go. You know, bit of time, patience. Try not to do it on camera because it makes life more difficult. You probably can't see now because my arm's in the way. But let's just nip that back in place. So, rings forward against the stops, front one's forward, nipped up, back one is now forward and nipped up. So the bases on those rings are where they're going to stay. And I'm going to set up there with no further inclination into the rifle yet. We shall see. So anyway, we've got a rough setup, and I'll tweak that as I go shooting with it today. I'm going to put a bipod on here. I'm not one really for resting on air bottles, and of course with these super light air bottles, all that strain goes into the fitting there if you use that as your rest point. It's probably nothing to worry about, but it's just something I think about. It's a question of what's moving. The barrel shroud is actually moving there, not the bottle itself. So I think the bottle's going to be okay as a resting mechanism. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to be heaving it about. And with it being a bullpup, as well as the balance being more central, and the fact the gun is shorter itself, it brings that point of balance, which may well be, you know, usually they say sort of in front of the trigger guard. It's bringing that all back closer to you. So it can give you faster, more dynamic handling. I'm expecting this to be very quiet because that barrel shroud is more than 25mm in diameter. In fact, let's have a little look. What is the diameter on that? That's running at 28mm in diameter. The moderator must be more than 30, if not 32, 34ish. That's a 35mm sound moderator on the end as well. Right, let's figure out how to load it, which I'm not going to do it on camera because I haven't worked out the magazine system yet. But there we go. And I will also be charging up the air bottle underneath and setting the scope mounts correctly, because as you can see, they will still slightly move until fully tightened. So now there's no elevation movement in those. Right, see you later.